We are right back at it. Like, imagine having to try to defend entertainment, something that everybody needs, but because, a couple politicians or a couple of unreasonable people, like, they see a thing that everyone agrees is bad, right? Like, AI being used to, like, depict children in suggestive ways or depict known people, hell, even their family members. And, like, okay, that's something that I'd say 99% of people will agree with because they put themselves in the situation. Like, they try to empathize, try to put themselves in the situation where, okay, well, what if it's one of my family members that is being used by AI in like sexually suggestive situations? Like, yeah, I would absolutely have a fucking fit. And they'll take this, but then make such vague legislation to where like it can attack any type of animation. So anime again is the thing I'm interested in because I actually watch anime. I think it's a good form of entertainment. And since no America's not putting out much good entertainment, well, you force me to have to look towards anime. Now, is there some weird fucking anime? Absolutely. Like, is there some fucking weird, disgusting shit in there? Absolutely. Right? But going after an entire form of entertainment, all of it, you know, you're not going to make any friends with people that use this as a form of entertainment because, again, who else is going to put out good entertainment? Again, America's not. Okay, you have manga and manhwa coming from Japan and South Korea. Hell, even China's making good games. But according to Texas, like this very vague legislation can, hell, it could even attack older cartoons. Like maybe older American cartoons are grandfathered in, but this is what happens when things are vague. The Texas legislature has proposed a bill that would make it illegal to possess, share, or create obscene visual materials depicting children, even if it's merely a drawing or an AI generated image. Obscene visuals. Okay, yeah, and again, obscene visuals make sense, right? But what's considered obscene? Like, I remember a couple of old anime where there's like panty shots of like high schoolers. But again, the anime is meant for young teens. That's the demographic it's meant for. And again, those specific scenes are for comedy reasons. But this is what happens when you have a difference of like morality with these things. Even if it's merely a drawing or an AI generated image. Okay, AI generation, sure, whatever. Penalties, they're not no joke, ranging from state jail felony to second degree felony for repeated offense. Lieutenant Gov Dan Patrick emphasizes the importance of careful regulation as Texas enters the digital age, saying our state must be very careful about our approach to artificial intelligence. He added, with the proliferation of AI generation pornography, steps must be taken to protect Texans and specifically children from harmful computer generated content and the crimes that arise from it. And again, how many times like, because this is how us Americans do legislation, right? We'll have the Patriot Act, and it's like, okay, well, what's written within the Patriot Act? pretty much an entire like paragraphs of giving government legislation over citizens, right? Like, does that sound very patriotic? No, but if you oppose the Patriot Act, people be like, "What? So you're not a patriot?" Like, this is the tactic being used, and people think they're clever with this. Like the whole, what was that? The movement, which effectively gave businesses the same rights as individuals. We the People Act or something. I can't remember the name, but again, that allowed companies to work hand in hand with the government to crack down on citizens, which is the absolute worst case scenario. When two, completely non moral entities work together to go after a citizen, that's a bad thing. Like, I don't think I need to explain why. And okay, maybe you can point out a couple situations where, okay, maybe it's useful, but do you really want to risk your freedom and like, just to be safe? Like, most Americans would say, fuck no, right? But, oh, People's Unite is what it's called. Look it up. But they'll do the free the Save the Puppies Act, and there'll be absolutely nothing about saving puppies, and absolutely everything about giving over your freedom and control to the government. And again, I don't know what your opinion on AOC is, but like she even said they give us like 2,000 page documents, and you have 2 hours to read over it and sign it, and it's like, bro, what the fuck? That, like, this is not fair. And again, she's 100% correct when she says this, right? And again, what would change this? Like, I think like Chat GPT would absolutely change this, because and do I want to go into this rant? Fuck yeah, I do. You can just inject like this legislation. I think it's somewhere on this page. This legislation right here into Chat GPT. This isn't really a long page or a long file, but take any type of legislation, any type of like the Green New Deal or the Green New Scam, people call it in real life, and I'd be like, okay, ChatGPT, how much of this really is, about protecting the planet? And it'll be like, okay, a single fucking sentence in the beginning and the end. Okay, how much of this is like fluff? How much of this is people injecting that has absolutely nothing to do with it? And it'll tell you like half the fucking page. Like that would be a good use of Chat GPT. And I think, okay, we can agree that, okay, poses, access, or promote any obscene material that appears to show a minor under 18 engaging in sexual conduct, even if no real child is involved. Okay, I mean, people will agree with that, but, like, would American Pie fit under this? Because I think there's probably maybe a couple of the characters under the, like, they're 16, 17, 18. They're teens. And I mean, I don't fucking like older anime. Again, that's meant for teens. This is why minor is such a dumb term, because okay, there's obviously a difference between like someone who's 5 and someone who's 15. And there's clearly a difference between someone who's 17. Now, I will agree that, yeah, this right here is 100% fine. But, I mean, culturally, in society, there are differences. Use AI text tools or traditional art methods to create such images. Or traditional art methods. Okay, so it's the AI doesn't matter. Or, okay, maybe AI and. From one once was executed crime, from a state jail felony to a second-degree felony. They look like a minor, and law treats it as real. Yeah, I mean, I understand like the reason for this, but again, the problem with this bill is it's just vague. It's like it doesn't really like. I mean, I don't want to go through all of this. Here's a catch: the bill's vague language is making a lot of people in art and anime community sweat. And that's where things get tricky. Could this law unintentionally criminalize art, manga, comics, or graphic novels originating from Japan, or even harmless visual content? Again, it depends on the legislator or the judge. Like you can have that judge that just thinks all anime is evil, doesn't care for it. He just wants the convictions and wants the thing as just a notch on his tie, and it's like, okay, so this could absolutely, with the vague terminology, could absolutely go against artists. Popular anime series, fan art, and even certain fighting game characters' design might now fall into a legal gray area. Yeah, and again, I don't know, anime like My Hero Academia, where they're clearly like 16, 17, 18, and want the canonically 17-year-old characters, and she has a very busty figure, and that could absolutely fall under this. Like you have people anyway that flip the fuck out. Like there's an episode where they had a beauty pageant and people flipping the fuck out about that. Again, Karens online who only care about what everyone else is enjoying because they can't enjoy anything and want to tear down what everyone else enjoys. Could a provocative anime character or suggestive scene in a game be misinterpreted under the law? What about mature rated games featuring young looking fighters? I mean, again, like, it's the difference in art style because in America, the art style for, like, flapjack or chowder, it makes them look visually distinct, where, like, the art style for anime, like, there's really very little artistic difference between, like, anime for teens and anime for adults. And I guess even minors, but when I say minors in this context, I mean 16, 17-year-olds. These are concerns that many fans and creators are now grappling with. Yeah, and they care because, this is their form of entertainment. Don Lay, owner of the anime bar, spoke out about how concerned creators are saying there has been a fear of this bill because it's so vague. She went on to say, I believe this bill is a protection against people who use free AI tools readily available on the internet to create, deep fakes and obscene material. And I do believe, I feel like this is an attempt to raise legality, to meet with evolving technology. But again, if you're going to be this vague, you risk, going after certain, even other cartoons, like American cartoons and American forms of entertainment. They say it could be a tricky line protecting kids from harm, but also and not over-regulating creative freedom. Yeah. So, I mean, I ain't gonna read all this, but I don't know. Just if you're having a bill this vague is universally just a bad thing, because again, you're going to probably end up going after, like, there's obviously going to be like anime that's gone after using this, and for some reason, both the radical left and right has a problem with anime. They have a problem with, forms of entertainment. And you'd think there'd be common sense in there, but no, what you average is two completely radical sides agreeing and imposing on just normal fucking people that just like anime. And like I said, is there weird fucking anime out there? Absolutely. But, people are going to crave entertainment. They're going to crave things that they do when they're not working at their job. And because America doesn't want to give good entertainment, they're going to move elsewhere. And if you try to take away the anime, you're just going to create people that will vote against you, the next time. So, yeah, I'm not much of a fan of this bill right now. I believe it will achieve what it's supposed to do, but I believe it'll also achieve, have unintentional consequences due to the vagueness. But that's all I gotta say about this. Peace.